Hello jelly babes, welcome back to my channel. So this very bright and funky image also glows in the dark. How awesome is that? And I have joined another inspiration challenge. So this was the picture that we were to get our inspiration from. How cool is this image? So if you want to join these inspiration challenges over on Instagram, then this is their page. So please go and follow them, and they always put like their prompt posts on with details. So yeah, so we'd love for you to join. So obviously I'm going to be putting this on a black base. This is a black gel polish which I have already cured. And I'm going to be attempting some freehand. So disclaimer, I'm rubbish at freehand. But with this image, it kind of doesn't matter that it's not precise. So I could kind of do some freehand with this because from the inspiration pick, obviously it was a bit more of chunkier lines is probably what I am trying to say. I will be doing a little bit of stamping just on the one nail because there was no way that I could freehand that, but I did want to have that part of the image in this nail design. So this is my rubbish attempt at trying to do like an arrow thing. But yeah, but I had fun with this, which I suppose is the main thing, because if you're getting frustrated with nail art, then you're just going to lose your joy. So I did have fun creating this and kind of just going with it and kind of seeing how it would look at the end. So yeah. Ooh, look, I did get a nice thin line, but then I got a nice fat line, so I had to like fatten the thin line out. So there you go. So yeah, so I'm going between my dotting tools and my sort of thin detailer brush, and trying to get as much of the kind of details from the inspiration pick as possible. So if it wasn't clear, I am kind of putting on the screen where I was taking the inspiration from with each kind of like nail. So yeah, so with this one I'm going to be taking this part of the image. So I'm going to be doing like the squares from off the snake. So I really was picking out the easier bits of the design. But that's why I really loved this inspiration challenge, because it did challenge me in that I did some freehand as opposed to just stamping. And I did like the fact that I could do the freehand, if that made sense, because I didn't really have the stamping images to do what I needed to do. So I was really glad that I could kind of take the sort of cool concepts out of the stamping image. And as you can see, it is really actually quite easy to do freehand wise. So this was the bit there where I wasn't even going to attempt it. So I wanted like obviously the eyes coming out in this part of the design. So I'm just going to place it on the nail. And that is why stamping is so much quicker than freehand, because it's like dun 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 done. So I wanted to add this sort of swirly bit to it as well, which again, not even going to attempt to freehand. Just couldn't do it. So there you go. That is the images that I wanted to go with. And how I got them to glow in the dark is actually using these Banggood glow in the dark polishes. They're normal polishes, but they do need to go under your UV light for them to glow in the dark, basically. So I went in with white, because obviously I didn't mention it earlier, so I could go in with these colours, and obviously so it'd stand out over the black. So I know in the stamping image that the snake was just all blue, but I wanted it to be really bright and colourful on each nail, so that's why I'm using the different colours. But that's what's ace about these inspiration challenges and why I love them, is that you can take whatever you want from the inspiration pick. It could just be one part of it, it could be multiple parts of it, it could just be the colours or the shapes or what and that's what I love with it. You've got total freedom in the fact that obviously you've got to go along with what's on the picture, but you can decide what you want to take out of that picture and do it whichever way that you want, which is a great way if you are new to nail art, or even if you've been doing it for a while, really, to challenge yourself, but you've got that awesome picture to kind of keep going back to. So this one is probably going to be a little bit more difficult for me because obviously it is the thinner lines, but because obviously it's on the black base, it's not going to show up that much either. But yeah, I was really, when I saw the image, I was like, I've got to join this. But then I was thinking, how am I actually going to do this? Because I did want it to glow and I did want it to be bright. So I did start off thinking maybe I could use like my neon pigments for the brightness. But then obviously they wouldn't particularly glow in the dark. So that's why I picked these. And I just thought it'd actually be a lot easier to do it this way than trying to get powder to stick over gel. Plus, like I say, it would be okay on the bits that I freehanded, but for this image I wouldn't have been able to do that because obviously the pigments need to stick to the gel polish. So yeah, so I'm glad I got there in the end. Just had to think it all through in my head. But I did really enjoy taking part in this one. So there you go, that is the end result. So because obviously it needs UV protection, I am going to be putting a UV gel top coat over the top. And I went over these colours twice, so they've had 2 coats of the glow in the dark polish because I really wanted it to stand out. But what I like about this is it's so cool and funky, so like even like normal, you know, well, it's out there, you know, you got to be brave to go around with nails looking like this, but I love the brightness of it. But if you were going out for an evening, I don't actually know how long the UV exposure, like the glow in the dark, lasts, but how cool would that be? So there you go, that is my image. Please go on Instagram and check out everybody else's fabulous designs. Thank you for coming and watching this one. Here's some videos that you may or may not have watched before, so please go and check them out. Please click the free subscribe button also, and my social media details are on screen as well. So that's it. I'll see you in the next one, Jelly Babes. Take care. Bye.